not in the dual garden today because most people generally don't have acres and acres of ground, so we're just in the garden. But I do have a trowel and a wheelbarrow and a spade to make you think that I still do my own digging. Sorry about that noise. Lucy decided to open the window right now. I'm going to take you for a sojourn through the garden and show what's going on at the end of March. We're in the middle of lockdown, as instructed by Boris Johnson. I hope you enjoy it. Come on. Oh, don't actually have a dog. There's a lupin that I've actually moved from over there. We'll have a look there in a bit, I'm sure. Moved it because it gets in the way when you're trying to get off the decking, and looks like it's in a spot where a cat jumps off the top of the fence and right into it, which is a pain in the arse. This we bought, I don't know the name of it at all, but it has lovely red branches in the winter, a bit of winter colour. With rose, hopefully this one's going to climb up and up. I really like climbing plants, they're fabulous. Summer beauty. Another rose there, doesn't climb as high, small bush. The holly tree came from my grandparents' house in Penley, where it was on its last legs and looks to be making a fine return. Little raised bed with the camellia that came from Auntie Sue, which hadn't had a wonderful life, but it's looking quite nice now. And also that time of year where you, of course, the daffodils start getting to this point, and if you can really be asked, they're supposed to be decaffeinated, like that, and then you just chuck it on the ground. You just yank it off and chuck it away. Fine and dandy. Oh, there's another one. Decaffeinated. Wonderful. In the main raised bed, some broccoli that was planted last year. There's maybe some morsels we can actually eat at the time. It's usually destroyed by cabbage white and pigeons, as you can see on the foliage. So not much gets left. Also blueberries. Birds love those. So they actually get, the whole thing gets covered in by some wire mesh to try and protect them. This is where some peas will be growing. Last year from my auntie we had a lot of pea plants and they were very successful. Went on picking those and eating them straight off the bush right into mid-autumn. A little cock and a chap and a grumpy dragon. The raspberry vines have come into their own this season, so hopefully we'll get a good harvest of those. They're from Andrew and Becky and family. Ryan and Owen, a couple of Christmases ago, over to the, well, that's the mesh that goes around things. That's some turf that I stuck in the corner, and we all don't have lots and lots of room to make compost, but there she is, there she is. This conifer was also brought from my mother, and I was going to keep it low down, really, because it keep it below the level of the fence. However, if you look at it from the right angle and the right light, the tops of the branches look as though they're giving passers-by and people on the road the middle finger, which is a lovely addition to the garden. It brings a bit of character. This lovely red Japanese maple, or Acer, has gone in this year. I do a lot of planning for where I'm going to put my plants, because I had the Acer for Christmas, saw a gap in the soil and stuck it in the hole. Wonderful. This dwarf apple tree was from my grandfather. It's come on in leaps and bounds from strength to strength over a few years now, and it's coming up to the height of the fence into next door's shed. Brilliant, wonderful, sweet red apples come off it every summer. The honeysuckle that I wanted to show you, that came from my mother's garden down in the at the lawns, the grand lawns of Mark Wheel, the garden. I think if you get a chance you should visit. I recommend that you go in the summer, because the lawns will quite often be filled with offerings of Stella Artois, Peroni, and possibly the odd barbecue. But the honeysuckle itself has come on in leaps and bounds. It was only a couple of feet high and struggling when it arrived here, and is now reaching all the way along the fence, and hopefully over the top this year, who knows. We take a small sojourn now to the potting shed. Not all people have multiple sheds, although those that live in St Martin's often have many, and we'll do some good oh right, well, there is one solution for that, of course. There we go, fixed. Also over here is where bay tree, very happy, even in North Wales in the cooler temperatures, and a fig tree, which is actually from Lucy's mother, from a tree in her own back courtyard actually. And we think actually for the first time it's quite happy here, sheltered against the wall, south facing wall, but we think here is actually possibly, focus, maybe a fig. You don't need focus anyway, do you? Stop banging over there, knobhead. There's some overwintered sweet peas, because they're supposed to give you a really early start and give you stronger plants early in the season, but I've never found that to work. And look, they all look very healthy, don't they? Yes, very happy. Here's one that's been overwintered successfully here in the coal frame. Started out life as a spool of fishing line, and it's overwintered here happily, ready to be planted out in early May, where hopefully it'll change into a whole reel of electrical cable. Wonderful. We do have a salad crop sown already under glass to make for faster germination. We do have, Lucy's done this actually. This is a rocket and watercress, which I think taste the same. And this is a plant called salad. I'd never heard of that genus. Should be interesting.